Okay, let's add metal ball guides to our table. I'm going to do two different ways just so you can see some options. The first is just to use curves. I'm not great at this tool. This is the same as Bezier curves that you would use in Photoshop or Illustrator or InDesign or whatever you're using. So your success rate here may be tied real closely to how well you understand how to use those, or are good with them or not good with them. In my case, I'm fine with them in the Adobe software. Maybe not so much in Blender. They just are not, I don't know, maybe they're just not as refined. I find them just a little stumbly to use, and that may be my fault. So anyway, you get the idea. The ball guides, it'd be nice if they went along the art perfectly, but they don't. Any reference I have does not show them writing the art exactly, so we have to kind of look at the holes for the brackets and try to follow those. Extrude to add another point. Now down here the ball guide does seem to follow the art really closely. So place that here. And after this curve, kind of let it hug the artwork a little bit. Okay, just look and make sure that that's a relatively smooth shape. And then do the rest. This ball guide ends right here. Okay, that's good. So it ends here, and then it stops for a second. And then a little bit underneath this insert, it starts again. So I'm just going to build this whole thing out of one curve, and we'll knock that segment out. And this goes right up to the post that holds the spinner. I believe I've correctly placed that. Follows the shape of the artwork. About like that. Okay, so we'll take a look. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so a little bit of cleanup to do there, but otherwise I think we're all right. I'm going to move this. Well, first I'll duplicate this curve, and I'll just put one in storage in case I need to go back to it as a curve. I'm going to lift it just a little bit off the playfield and then convert it to a mesh. Okay, so now what we have is a mesh with vertexes. Let's just space those out. Oh, I don't want to do that yet. Let's go clean this up. Certainly could have done that more cleanly. And I'd say those two have to go. Okay. So there we go, that's better. So now we should be able to space out the vertices on each of these and then just relax them a little bit and make sure our curve is nice and smooth. Then we're going to extrude these. Yeah, looks good. It's going to be shaded smooth. We're going to give it a metal material. And then just a couple modifiers to get these looking right. You know, the first thing we want to do is give it some thickness. So we're going to solidify a lot less than that, probably like 0.5. Okay. And then just a really slight bevel up top. And a subsurface modifier. So now if we look at this in render view, we've got a big, nice looking metal guide. And you know, if we know the veracity of our scan is good, you know, you can put a ball in here and test, you know, size-wise, make sure that everything's fitting okay. But if you're comfortable with your scan, these things are going to come out okay. So the other way to do this would be just to add a plane and do this with you know, with vertices and a bevel to shape this thing. So you have a guide that starts looks like maybe around here. Is that right? No, I'm missing a post. So these should be here. Okay, so this will make a little more sense then. That goes there. This comes down to, you know, it's rounded till about right behind the target, and then it flattens off and it just goes straight down. So we'll do that part next. We're just going to use our bevel tool to curve that. Really not any different than what we did with the wire guides when we were making those. Make sure we have enough points so that this looks smooth. It looks fine. And then for the last part of it that's bent but then pretty straight, we're going to extrude that down to right there. It kind of butts up against the rubber. So yeah, so that looks good. And what you can do then is, just like you did before, shade this smooth. Looks like maybe I've got some normals going the wrong way, so let's get those all consistent. And then you can just move the materials and the modifiers from your other one over, and that's that. So now we have 1, 2, 3 out of our 4 ball guides made. I'm going to do the last one real quickly, and then we'll be done, and we can talk about, you know, the brackets that hold these up a different time once we brought screws into the picture. Right now, because we don't have any screws around, it doesn't make sense to duplicate each of the brackets without a screw. So we'll handle that at a different time. So hopefully that was helpful, and we'll see you tomorrow.